Good morning. My name is Adrián Peñate Sánchez, and together with my co-author Marcos Peñate Cabrera, we are here to present the paper called Reading in English for Computer Engineers. We are both members of Universidad de Las Palmas de Gran Canaria. First thing is I would like to comment that this has been done specifically for computer engineers because it's the subject that I teach, but it could be applied to any kind of skill by adapting the techniques underneath. So, as described by Bjorkman, students need to have at least a level of B2 English in order to accomplish the goals set in their higher degree studies. The problem that we have is that, as pointed out by Gomez Lopez, many students do not achieve this level of proficiency in the language during their studies. So, how can we fix this? So we believe the answer is to shift from what is called an ESP model, which is English for specific purposes, to an ME model, which is English as a medium of instruction. The problem with ESP is that it can only devote a small fraction of the curriculum to language acquisition, while ME can integrate it in most classes. Basically, what we need to do is we need to stop teaching English and we need to begin teaching in English. So what objectives have we defined here? So let's teach language skills and professional skills together. But how? So in this paper we are focusing specifically on the reading skills as an example. So how do we think we can achieve this? So first, we think the teaching should be directed by engineers, the professionals that know the ins and outs of their professional activities. And secondly, those engineers that are now going to be the teachers must possess at least a C1 level of English. Again, we are addressing this for reading skills specifically. So in order to support this, we would like to present here what we have called the CRAL, which is a resource that we have created in our university. CRAL stands for Resource Center for Autonomous Language, which is a database that contains many sources for reading and listening within a single portal. So how could we go about it if we are a computer engineer and we are teaching? How could we make students achieve a good level of proficiency? So we have defined an example method which would involve 4 tasks. The first task is assessing the language level. What is my language level? So students need to find out what their level is by using at least 2 of the activities from the CRAL. Here we show some examples. Task number 2 would be improving the reading strategies. So they learn to use some strategies by completing certain activities from the CRAL resource. Here we have some examples. The third one would be to improve the general English. So they would need to complete at least 1 level of the courses offered. They should start with a level that is corresponding to what they have obtained in task number 1. This is important because before we go into the professional skills, we need to be sure that we have the basics in order to be able to advance to a more specific kind of English reading techniques acquisition. And lastly, improving your professional English. And here we are taking some free courses offered by the British Council that help to develop English language skills, that help to improve your employability and the workplace contexts that you would require once you go to the job market. Here is again an example that we show. So now we have seen, for example, how can we, by using this new resource that we have introduced, how can we make students achieve a level of English that is according to their professional needs. And the conclusions that we have drawn is that first, with the measures taken, we can cover the training needs of the students as computer engineers. We also improve a student's competence in the foreign language, in this case English, reflected in the accreditation levels that go beyond the B1 required to study a master. However, it is true that we have to say that to develop a top-down approach, as we have specified in the paper, it will be necessary for teachers to incorporate a conscious use of reading strategies into their teaching. So thank you very much, and for further details I'll point you to the paper where we have the full discussion.